there are a lot of things myself and people want to work on. And I consider sleep to be the foundation of the pyramid of stacking habits towards overall health, well-being, mental, physical, psychological, emotional balance, and well-being. And there are a lot of hormones that rely on a healthy sleep habit and schedule. And so, and I like to also talk about how those kind of stack on top of each other to affect our overall health and mental health and sense of well-being. So for people who are concerned about weight loss, lack of sleep will affect two major hormones in regards to weight loss and or sense of control and balance around food relationship. So sleep greatly affects leptin and it greatly affects ghrelin. And what leptin is leptin is the hormone released in the body that gives you the feeling of being satiated when you're eating. So ghrelin is the hormone associated with giving you the feeling of hunger. So ghrelin makes you hungry, and then when you start eating, eventually leptin is what kicks in and gives you that feeling of satiation and fullness, right? So the problem with having a lack of discipline around sleep is that because your body does not feel like it's getting the recovery it needs through sleep, neurologic recovery, muscle recovery, almost a decompression, overall body decompression that we get through sleep, what's going to happen is your body's going to start telling you that you need more fuel. So what it's going to do is it's going to up ghrelin. Naturally, lack of sleep will create an increase in ghrelin, and it will create a decrease in leptin. So you're going to feel more hungry, and you're going to be eating more before you feel satiated. And the reason this body is doing this is to compensate. It wants you to take more fuel to compensate for the fact that you didn't get recovered through sleep. And then you've got the cortisol, which also gets released. It's a stress hormone, so lack of sleep creates an increase in cortisol in your body, which is the stress, fight or flight, anxiety kind of hormone in your body. So it's really defeating. And I think what people get so focused on the symptoms that are happening in their body and in their life that they forget to look at the causes, right? Let's look at what happens. Okay, you're not getting enough sleep. Now you've lost your feeling of control around food. Your food relationship is getting thrown off. So you don't know why, but you're having all these hunger cravings. You're eating more than you've ever eaten in your life. So you're gaining weight, right? And then for men, maybe they are having a decrease in testosterone. So there's less energy, there's less intensity, there's less drive to connect with your partner, let's say. So somebody who's losing control of their food relationship, they're hungry all the time, they're overeating, they're not connecting with their partner, they're feeling unmotivated. And so all of these things are kind of like compounding on themselves. And then what happens? What happens? People get anxiety. Why am I like this? What's going on? I'm not connecting with my wife or my partner. I have this really bad relationship with food. I'm craving food. I'm filling my body full of bad foods all the time. And then what does that lead to? It leads to depression. It leads to a negative body image. So it's really, and then it might lead to us getting on some sort of medication to try to control these other feelings, right? And so I think the benefits and the importance of sleep are so underestimated as to what it can lead to down the road and the other symptoms that can come up out of that sleep. So out of that lack of sleep. So it's a snowballing effect, and this habit stacking around self-care and around things like sleep. Just sleep alone can have prioritizing sleep can have a massive benefit in your life. It can affect so many things. It can affect your relationship with food. It can affect another thing we really haven't touched on, which I love to touch on, is regularity around digestion and like stomach health, gut health. I mean, your body, if you have regular sleep habits, it knows this time I eat, this time I go to sleep, this time I wake up, This time I, expel everything this time. And so you're going to be a very nourished, regular, healthy, predictable human being. And these are just some of the benefits of sleep.